that you and I, we have to have in our crew. And I'm just going to quickly just breeze through these. But I want you, as you hear these, I want you to be thinking of a name. Is there a name? Do you have this person in your life? And if you don't, hey, I encourage you, man, be praying for that person to start coming into your life. And also have the courage to, again, position yourself in places like within a church community, within a small group, places where you can actually meet some of those people in your life. And so the first one, he says that every person needs in their crew is vision casters. Vision casters, those who stretch your dreams to God's size. Excuse me. Vision casters, those who stretch your dreams to God's size. These are the encouragers who refuse to allow you to just settle in life. Here's the other one, soul sharpeners. Who dares you to grow spiritually? Who in your life, what's the name that comes to your mind? Do you have a person in your life who when you're around them, they just challenge you to grow more in your walk with Christ? Models and mentors. These are who demonstrates the course of action for you. Who, when you look at their life, without them ever saying a word, you're like, man, that's the kind of life I want to live. Here's another one, heart healers. Who cares for the condition of your heart? This is that person that'll oftentimes kind of show up and sit down next to you and just kind of stare at you kind of uncomfortably for way too long. And you're like, what is going on? They're like, how are you doing? And you're like, I'm okay. No, how are you doing, right? You know, they're the ones that sit there and say, I've been praying for you. Yeah, and in the moment you start kind of opening up life, like I knew it, I'd start praying for that like 6 months ago, journaled that. You know, I mean, you need those. You need some heart healers. They're people who encourage you, pray for you during the tough times. And then here's the last one. This is the one that probably a lot of us need the most, but oftentimes, choose to go without the most. And that's tail kickers, who tells you the truth no matter what. Who tells you the truth no matter, who has enough of a relationship with you that they can speak the truth in love into your life. Again, these are people you got to have in your crew because your crew determines your course. And then finally, we're going to wrap up with this. In fact, I'm going to invite the worship team up. And this is the last, the most important relationship that we see, and that is the Creator. The Creator. The Creator, in this relationship, this is the one that should have greatest investment, greatest intimacy, and greatest influence in our lives. Again, Mark 3:13 said Jesus went up on a mountainside. Now, and listen, when he went up to the mountainside, this was more than just about being in creation, but it was about being with the Creator. It was about being with God the Father. And this was something that Jesus regularly did. I mean, he was constantly getting away, constantly spending time with God the Father. And as Jesus, he would retreat from the crowd, regularly retreat from the crew, because he knew something that you and I got to get is that there's some things that require a relationship with the Creator. There's some things that require a relationship with God that you will not be able to make it through without that. And in fact, on some of the last days of Jesus' life, when he went to the Garden of Gethsemane, when he kind of broke from the crowd, he took his crew, and then actually, interesting enough, within the crew, he had his kind of crew, his really close crew. And he took them a little bit farther, and they stopped, and he encouraged them to, hey, stay there. Hey, I want you to be praying. But what's interesting is that he didn't just stay there. He kept on going. He kept on going, and he spent the rest of the night just spending time with the Creator, spending time with God the Father. Because again, he understood there's some things that you will not be able to make through, some things that require a relationship with God. There's some prayers only God can answer. There's some wounds only God can heal. There's some emptiness that only God can fill in your life. Listen, again, that influence, if you want to have an influence, you want to start seeing more joy in your life, more strength in your life, more faith in your life. Listen, it doesn't come from listening to all the voices out there coming in. It starts inside out. It starts with the one who made the greatest investment of all time for you. It starts with developing and spending time in that relationship. Spending time getting alone with the one who paid it all for all the sin and all the junk in our lives. Listen, that's where it's got to start. When it starts to develop, a godly community around you, it starts with this one. It starts with this one, and it grows out from there. And so with every head bowed, every eye closed, that's what I want to pray for you tonight, is that